together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Afternoon, evening. We don't also says a good evening on here. Good evening. All right. I get this coat off first. A little too warm. Got the heat going. My hair did look good. All this taking off. So, yay, it's over. It wasn't too bad. I hope everybody's Christmases are going well. I gotta share on Facebook real quick. Don't ever be the same. Never be the same. Waka waka. Waka waka waka. Okay. We're going to be in the 12 by 12 a little bit, it looks like. This is actually at As Bill Sees It. But I'm only going to read a part from this book. So, hi CJ, Merry Christmas. Miss Clara Joyce. Hello and welcome. I'll probably be the only person. So I put it in that group because the Dion is live now. Nobody's showing up to it. So, yeah. Are you in that one? I know that you're in that one, Clara. Let's look. Yeah, you're in that one too. But gosh, I have so many different things. It's Christmas. I was going to shave before I went over to my mom's, and I was like, why? I did not chew anyone's ass. Progress. Progress. All right. Enough talk about Christmas. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. Yep, it's Dion. My name spelled backwards is Noid. Remember Domino's Pizza and avoid the Noid? Yeah. That was based off me in my drinking days. I was the Noid. Nobody ever called me Noid. My the only nickname I really had was D. That ended a long time ago. People stopped calling me that a long time ago. I do have a stage name. No, not my stripper name. Drummond. Yes, 12 by 12, page 129. Yeah, I don't remember what I was saying. It's just one of those days where I can't seem to, like, people I know really well, I can't even bring their name to mind and shit. So let's do something where I don't have to use my brain like the program, because, yeah. So look beyond the higher horizon. My workshop, and this is just a quick little excerpt, kind of short. My workshop stands on a hill back of our home, looking over the valley. I see the village community where our local group meets. Beyond the circle of my horizon lies the whole world of AA. Yeah. So I was just in a meeting, and yeah, I got to bitch about first. These chair people that think they need to share after every single share, and then they announce no cross talking. You're cross talking. He had a hard time speaking after me because I only talk, because what they do is they give advice. He was literally calling on newcomers and stuff. Why is that? Because then what they do is they will dump, and then he gets to give advice. See, it's a setup. It's called narcissism. That's narcissism. I bet if anybody confronts him on it, he'll get mad. I was going to say something at the end of the meeting, and I was like, you know what? Nah. Nah, let's get to this. There's reasons why. You know, when you do that, you're going to run newcomers off. People aren't going to raise their hand or want to speak. They're not going to want it because they're afraid that you're going to say something after them about them. And 129, and then they're not going to want to raise their hand. Okay. All right, let's get to this. We're on page 129 in the 12 by 12. Okay, we got it. Everybody else probably eating dinner. So the unity of Alcoholics Anonymous is the most cherished quality our society has. Our lives, the lives of all who to come, depend squarely upon it. We stay whole or AA dies. Without unity, the heart of AA would cease to beat. Our world arteries would no longer carry the life-giving grace of God. His gift to us would be spent aimlessly. Back again in their caves, alcoholics would reproach us and say, what a great thing AA might have been. You know, now here's the thing. AA is not the only way. You know, that'd be silly. But it is the number one way. There is no other organization like Alcoholics Anonymous. Even these spin-offs are, that's why they're spin-offs, because they want to do it their way. All right. All right. So I'm not saying they don't work. I certainly do not. But the thing is we've got to stick together, man. And we got to do it right. That's the challenge contained in the principles. Right? That, you know, for me, you know, I'm trying to get AA bigger here in Colorado because I'm tired of going to these small ass meetings. I'm tired of it. I mean, sure, we can call them intimate and it's a little bit easier to share, and you know, but really, you know, back in the 90s when I went to AA, if you went to a meeting and you were 2 minutes early, you were going to be standing. There wouldn't be any seats left. Yeah. Or you might be sitting on the floor, or we're going to have to pull out the other chairs. It was standing room only, and it didn't matter what time the meeting was. And part of the problem that I'm kind of seeing with AA, Colorado AA, is we've got too many meetings. And when I got home, I tried to go to a 3:30 meeting. They weren't there. There's quite a lot of times, and this is Colorado Central office, that I go to those Zoom meetings. They're not there. I show up. I'm the only one in the room. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? First of all, how did I get into the room? Okay, shouldn't let me in the room at all. You know, got to put that waiting. I don't care if you're like, oh, well, we have a without a waiting room, you're gonna get a lot of bombers. You will, right? You're gonna get a lot of D's nuts and a lot of crap. So, the theme of tradition one is sacrifice. You're going to sacrifice what it is that you think is so dear and everything else. What mostly are we going to sacrifice under tradition one? Time. It's time. So, all right. Does this mean, some will anxiously ask, that in AA the individual doesn't count for much? Is he to be dominated by his group and swallowed up? Better not be. In the meeting that I was just at, I don't know if that's going on. I've heard some people write me saying, yeah, this guy's telling me I have to act this way, or I have to. And no, it's usually men doing it too, right? Just call what it is. It's usually white men doing it, and they're silly mansplaining. The need to, you know, the thing is when that's all you do, what you're telling me is you're not working on yourself. And we talked about in the 12 by 12 series, in Tradition 12, two-steppers. There are two-steppers. Guarantee if I would have confronted that guy, he would have gotten mad. Even if I would have just said, hey, I said there wasn't any crosstalk in the meeting. Oh, there wasn't. Well, every time you talk after somebody about what they talked about is crosstalk. Oh, well, I'm chairing the meeting. And I bet you chair the meeting every time, huh? Yeah. There we go. Proof's in the pudding, my friends. Right? So it's almost imperative that we need to start learning these traditions. Or what's going to happen is the people in the program that don't understand the traditions yet are going to think that's the way it is. Then they will follow that path. And it's hard to bring somebody back from that to get them to go the right way. Yeah, because now they think they're right. It's tough. All right, anyway, let's get to the better part of this. I needed to bitch a little bit about that meeting. It wasn't a bad meeting. I got to a meeting today. We'll call it that. We may certainly answer this question with a loud no. We believe there isn't a fellowship on earth which lavishes more devoted care upon its individual members. Surely there is none which more jealously guard the individual's right to think, talk, and act as he wishes. No AA can compel another to do anything. Nobody can be punished or expelled. Our 12 steps to recovery are suggestions. The 12 traditions which guarantee AA unity contain not a single don't. They repeatedly say we ought, but never you must. Yeah, there was another rule in this meeting. No swearing. Talk about wanting control. Talk about wanting control. Hey, Ingrid, good to see you. Merry Christmas. If you're at home and you want to follow along, I'm in the 12 by 12 on page 129. But I'm probably not going to go too much longer. I'm pretty wore out. I want to go wrap up my night. Call this a day. Be done with it. Be done with it. Too many minds, all this liberty for individuals spells sheer anarchy. Every newcomer, every friend who looks at AA for the first time are puzzled, are greatly puzzled. They see liberty verging on license, yet they recognize at once that AA has an irresistible strength of purpose and action. How, they ask, can such a crowd of anarchists function at all? How can they possibly place their common welfare first? What in heaven's name holds them together? What do you think it is? It's love. It's love. It's what keeps us together. Right? If you've been in the program for a little bit, you probably notice that people come and go pretty quick sometimes. You'll miss them too. Some you won't even remember. I stopped memorizing names. If I get a sponsee, I will not put their name in my phone until they've met me twice. I won't. Otherwise, my phone would just be filled with all these fucking people I don't know. I don't like that. That's clutter to me. All right. So, what are we doing? Well, we're trying to keep ourselves sober first. That's the main point. We got to take care of us first. Those who look closely soon have the key to this strange paradox. The AA member has to conform to the principles of recovery. We're all following the same principles. Okay? Yeah. His life actually depends upon obedience to these spiritual principles. If he deviates too far, the penalty is swift and sure. He sickens and dies. At first, he goes along because he must. But later, he discovers a way of life he really wants to live. Moreover, he finds he cannot keep this priceless gift unless he gives it away. Neither he nor anybody else can survive unless he carries the AA message. The moment this 12-step work forms a group, another discovery is made that most individuals cannot recover unless there is a group. Realization dawns that he is but a small part of a great whole, that no personal sacrifice is too great for the preservation of the fellowship. He learns that the clamor of desires and ambitions within him must be silenced whenever these could damage the group. It becomes plain that the group must survive or the individual will not. Hi, Amber. Merry Christmas. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. I'll tell you what I'm happy about. That I'm done with the 12 steps of recovery. That was a lot fucking harder than it looked. It took it out of me. But it's done. Right? It's done. So, but yeah, there's a lot of people that I see that try, they have good intentions. I've had people like, I've heard in group consciousness, like, well, can we take our money and open up a halfway house? And it's like, but I've been in the program 30 fucking years, and you don't know the answer to that. That tends to disturb me. See, if it doesn't have to do with alcoholism, it doesn't belong in the group, right? But to do anything that would damage the group itself is kind of it's kind of a dick move, right? Or maybe they're naive and they don't know any better. Yeah. So at the outset, how best to live and work together as group became the prime question. In the world about us, we saw personalities destroying whole peoples. The struggle for wealth, power, prestige was tearing humanity apart as never before. If strong people were stalemated in the search for peace and harmony, what was to become of our erratic band of alcoholics? As we had once struggled and prayed for individual recovery, just so earnestly did we commence to quest for the principles through which AA itself might survive. On anvils of experience, the structure of our society was hammered out. I like to tell people that in the 12 by 12, the traditions written in here is one long 10th step. They mostly talk about what you should not do. Hey, we tried this. This is what happened. Like having too many rules. I don't know if you were here, Amber, but I was just in a meeting. One of the rules was no swearing. I'm like, this is a room of alcoholics and you're telling them not to swear. Do you know what's going to happen? They're going to swear more. They may not even be able to help it, but they're going to swear more. I may have swore. I don't know. Fuck them. You cannot make that rule in an AA meeting. Telling me how to talk? No, you can't do that. Now, if they said we would appreciate if you tried to keep, bad language to a minimum, that you can do. I regularly go to a noon meeting. There's a gentleman there who doesn't like this swearing, but he wasn't a dick about it. He's just like, it's hard for me, and I was raised different. So I do what I can not to swear around him. That's just respect. Okay? But when I'm being told to do it, you're going to get an F word immediately. Right? So anyway, yeah, if we don't learn, first we got to learn from our own past, but we got to understand and trust that these experiences were true. They did happen, okay? And they did not work. Alcoholics Anonymous's only purpose is to help alcoholics get sober and live a better life. It's our only purpose. Beyond that, it's an outside issue. But we tend to help families and friends of alcoholics, and that's usually outside the room. And can I bring up again, just real quick, and everybody here it does it, but can we stick to the solution in the meetings? I'm so tired of hearing everybody's. Well, my day was I don't give a fuck about your day. My day's hard too. I'm here for a solution, not to listen to your therapy session. I'm just like, no. All right. Countless times in as many cities and hamlets, we reenacted the story of Eddie Rickenbacker and his courageous company when the plane crashed into the Pacific. Like us, they had suddenly found themselves safe from death, but still floating on a perilous sea. How well they saw that their common welfare came first, that none might be selfish of water or bread. Each needed to consider the others, and in abiding faith, they knew they must find their real strength. And this they did. In measure to transcend all the defects of their frail craft, every test of uncertainty, pain, fear, and despair, and even the death of one. Very much describes Alcoholics Anonymous. But the difference is they went their separate ways after. When we go our separate ways, we're still connected. We're still connected, right? Because then we go out and we do this with everybody. And that's where it becomes a little different, right? So I call AA the ultimate pay it forward. Thus, it has been with AA. By faith and by works, we have been able to build upon the lessons of an incredible experience. They live today in the 12 traditions of Alcoholics Anonymous, which, God willing, shall sustain us in unity for so long as He may need us. So, earlier, I was talking about the beginning of my day, and I'm going to wrap up with this. But, I talked about how I woke up and I was thinking of my family, and my mind went to an uncle who had, I'm very sure, had sexually abused me. And it's hard for me to, I get these glimpses and stuff, but somebody had written me, somebody had listened to the rewatch or something, but I got this message. They said, hello, I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want you to know I was having mixed feelings about dealing with the day. And as sick as this is, you sharing your trepidation, help me look at mine and realize it's going to be better than I thought. Your day will be too. Hey, Gary, it's good to see you, man. It's messages like that that keep me going, that give me hope, that help me understand that, I'm having a bigger effect than my mind can even know. And I don't try and figure it out. I don't, because that just leads to bullshit. Nah. So, but again, this year I appreciate everybody's support. Trudging together. I mean, it trudges, literally. It does. And next year is going to be an even better year. Yeah. In February, will mark my 7 years of going live every day. 7 years. You find anybody else that's done that and does this, I challenge you, and didn't ask for a red cent. It's one of my accomplishments that I get to stand on. So, Podbean, I put one out yesterday, and they're like, "Oh, you hit 150 episodes." I'm like, "Well, I got a lot more than that. I got 3,000, bud. They're just not all on Podbean." But to think back, I mean, sometimes I think about that number. I'm like, how in the fuck did I do that? How did I do that? So, but I hope everybody has a great rest of your Christmas day, and don't drink and drive. This is something I don't have to say here. That's why it's funny. So, but just be safe on the roads. That's all I ask. Because, gosh, I'd like to see the rest of you. I'd like to see y'all again tomorrow. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for everything. Thank you for a great year. I love you. Peace out. And have a day.